Good morning, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. This morning, I was doing my automatic writing, and I usually call in the four archangels plus my guardian angel. And today, also, Archangel Seraphim came up for me, which has never shown up for me. So, wow, wow, wowie, wow. How does it get any better than this? The message today, very, very strongly, is haha, shine your light. No, not in the same way that you have heard it before, but in the way that you are a unique being of light with unique gifts and unique um, points of view and unique ways to touch and reach the world. And the world needs you right now. The world needs you the way that you are, the way that you are made, the path that you have chosen. That is your chosen path. And what the angels are saying is really, really, really anchor into your unique light because the world needs to see it right now. And they're asking you to be the brightest light that you can be around everyone around you, because no one else can shine like you. No one else has that fervor that you do. No one else has that unique way of looking at the world. No one else has your exact point of views. No one else knows how to reach people the way that you know how to reach them. You are a unique, beautiful, infinite being, and your powers, your gifts, your inner self, soul, everything that's trying to come out and be seen and be just felt by everyone else around you, that's your gift. And you are being called on to step up to that fully, forcefully, and just unapologetically shine your light. Everything that's coming into your subconscious, everything that you're thinking, feeling, oh, maybe I should do this, I should do that, whatever. I know I've spoken about this before, but today is really, really strong because whatever you're feeling that you could do, not should, but could do. Like, wow. Like, when I first started, I thought, I started working with someone and I said to her, I feel like I could help people remove pain from their bodies with my hands. And that's like the statement that I made. And she said to me, I don't walk around thinking that I can remove pain from people's bodies with my hands. If you have that thought, it's because it was given to you. That's part of your gifts. And so, whatever it is that you are thinking, feeling, as crazy as it might be, I mean, come on, how crazy is it that I had that thought or feeling, right? It turned out it was true. All I had to do was to trust and lean into that feeling, right? I did have her to lean into and have her guide me and push me towards what I was feeling all along. So I did have support in that. And this is where the support comes in so strongly, because we can go through life for so long thinking, feeling, believing in secret, right? We believe these things in secret because they're so out there, they're so incredibly marvelous that we are embarrassed to voice them with anyone else around us, anyone, because, whoa, who do they think they are to think that way? Right? This is the conditioning that we have been placed by society, that, who are they to think that, right? Like, who do they think they are that you can do that, right? Prove it. No, you don't have to prove anything. All you have to do is trust yourself and lean into it. And once you do that, you will see, feel, experience that everything that you have been thinking, feeling, and wanting all of your life, perhaps, or maybe several years, or whatever it is for you, right? Most of us is most of our lives, that it is actually true. The thoughts, feelings, ideas in your mind are not there for no reason. They are not ideas that were just wishy-washy or wishful thinking. They're not. They're actually there because that's your soul whispering and letting you know that yes, this is what you can do. Yes, this is part of your divinity, part of your soul print, part of your what you need to do, not need to do, but what you can lean into and choose to do in your life path, so that you can in turn lighten up other people, right? Or show them their light, or show them their way, their route, and let them know that, hey, you know what, I'm just like you, or I was just like you, and now I am here. Why? Because I was able to lean into me. And we have so many um excuses and so many reasons to have these excuses, right? Because it's so scary. It's so super scary to be like, oh yeah, I can do that. Whoa, who, again, who are you to do this? People are gonna laugh at you. I taught art in elementary school, kindergarten through eighth grade, for 15 years. And I remember specifically, I love my first and second graders, even third graders. I love them all, but that's my favorite age because they were able to do so much and they were still very excited. But something happens to kids, to us, as we continue to grow up. We begin to see ourselves through the eyes of others instead of continuing to see ourselves through our own eyes, through our soul's eyes. So when you are growing up, you're a child and you have experiences or feelings, or you can see things or gifts that you can tap into because we are all born with them. And then we believe them because there's no one else telling us no, right? Then when we start talking about it, people start telling us, no, that's not possible, that's crazy, or that's even bad if you're in some type of religious upbringing that believes that these things of tapping into your higher self, your higher consciousness, God or the divine soul or any of those things is a bad thing. So you're being told not to do it, to shut it down, and then you eventually forget it. And then you have your peers, right? Your peers are very opinionated in school. So if you say something, they'll tell you because they're kids, right? They'll tell you, no, that's true, that's not good, and whatever it is that they'll tell you, and then you shut it down. Why? Because you want to be accepted socially as a child. And so while I was a teacher, I saw this happening with my students. From fourth grade on up, they will start to shut down, shine less, be more careful about what they said, how they expressed themselves. When you got to seventh and eighth grade, oh my gosh, it was extremely difficult to get them to be themselves and really immerse themselves in the artwork because they were so immersed of what are my peers going to think of me if I do this. And then that continues. It continues going on, right? The older we get, the more shut down we are, the more we repress our feelings, our thoughts, our ideas, the more we do it because we want to be accepted by society, and we lose ourselves in it. And that's how it happens. That's how we lose ourselves. And this is why so many of us, and I'm included in this, have had these thoughts, feelings, ideas for years and years, but we don't talk about them, we don't express them, we don't share them with anyone because of that same fear of being shunned out, losing our families, being disowned, being thought of as crazy. Perhaps the church kicks us out because it's not good. My son, actually, we're talking about, I always talk about magic. I always do things with him that are like magical. Like I'll say, I'm going to make this disappear. And, he turns around and I hide it and I make it disappear for him. And he believes, in this magic, which it is for magic for him, right? So now he's in first grade and he goes and he talks about it at school, and his teacher says, the people in Catholic school, we don't believe in magic. What? Like, really? What? The whole entire thing about God and everything that He creates is magic. How can you even say that, right? So it's really incredibly amazing how closed up we are by the ideas that have been put in our minds by other people, right? Because that idea didn't come from the divine and God. That idea came from a person who passed it on to another person, and blah, 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 right? So that's how it works. So it's incredibly amazing to me to see and hear people talk this way as being so righteous in my beliefs. You know what? We are all human and we are all one and we are all connected. And it is the separation, this keeps coming up for me, the separation that we as mankind create between men and women and blacks and whites and what all of those things, this religion, that religion, all of those things are separations that mankind has created. The divine didn't create that. You have lived for thousands and thousands of years. You have reincarnated and come to experience different things in on this earth so many different ways, in so many different roles. You have been a man, you have been a woman, you have died as a child, you have died as an old man, you have been nice, you have been evil, you have been all kinds of things. You have experienced them, right? And why am I talking about this? Because when you come and reincarnate in this earth right now, by the way, you chose to come and this time to help others enlighten, and go through their enlightenment paths or journeys. In case you didn't know, if you're listening to this, yes, you're one of those. You were put on this earth. You decided to come on this earth for that purpose. That's one of your purposes. We have come with the wisdom of thousands of years of reincarnation, of being this, being that, and having that wisdom that we are all one. And it is in this incarnation that we actually get to heal our ancestors' trauma and heal our own trauma and use our hardships in our lives, whatever it is that we're going through. We all have it. I mean, that's part of being in a human body, that we're able to feel pain, physical and emotional. You get all of that, all of those lessons that we have been experiencing. For what? So that we can overcome them, heal our traumas, heal our ancestors' traumas, our own lives, our own lineage. And that even goes in the future, our offspring. And help awaken more and more souls. It's happening. We are like already in the 5-dimensional world, which is the enlightenment of people. This is part of you. You're being really, really called forward to step into that truly you that you are, without apologies, without needing to explain. If you need to explain yourself to someone, that person is not your tribe. That person is still in the 3D. That person, as much as they say they want to understand and they love you, do they? If they really love you unconditionally, no matter what comes out of your mouth, as long as you're not hurting other people, um, should be accepted, seen, loved, right? It's the I love you unconditionally, like the animals do, right? If anybody has a pet, you know what I'm talking about. Doesn't matter what race you are, doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter what status you have, doesn't matter what you do in life as a human. If you treat that pet nicely, meaning you're not hitting it or making it do, abusing it, that pet's going to love you unconditionally. It doesn't matter what you look like, right? That is unconditional love. Babies, you have a baby, you connect with the baby loves you unconditionally. They love you. That is the pure love that you were born from. And any ideas that are coming up for you, within you, any thoughts, ideas that you can do, maybe I can do this, I feel like I will be able to do that. Yes, yes, the angels are saying yes. That's why that thought and feeling is there, put into your subconscious, because it's true. You can do it. And not only can you do it, but you're meant to do it. So it's not kind of like, I think I could do this. Yeah, all right. You know what? I'm gonna lean into that and play with it, and that's great. Yeah, okay. And that's it. No, they want you to go all out. They want you to win the NBA. They want you to win the World Cup. They want to immerse yourself fully in who you are, in what your specific gift is, in the way that you specifically can communicate it to your specific audience that listens to you and is attracted to you. We're not trying to convince anyone here. We are just speaking to those who are coming to us, right? Like Jesus, right? Not to be so religious here, but religious just walked around and then people just flocked to him. He wasn't trying to convince them, right? He was not like, oh, let's beat these people up so that they can come into my church. No, he wasn't like that at all. People were just following him because they were vibrating at the same in the same vibration, the same frequency. And that's what you have. It's your own frequency, your own way. And those of you who align with your frequency will hear you. And those who do not will not. And not to turn away from them completely, but to see anyone who is not at your frequency where they are, love them, send them love, and then move on. Don't stay there trying to convince them or feeling badly that they are not resonating with you, or feeling like, oh no, I'm so terrible and I feel so alone now because this whole entire group of people doesn't see me and I'm all alone. No, 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 no. It just means it's not your tribe. That's all it means. There's nothing wrong with you. You're an amazing being. You have amazing gifts, and they're there to be shared with the right tribe. How do you attract the right tribe? How do you attract the right tribe? You lean into your own frequency and you just shine it. People will come to you. It's true. When you have self doubt, can I do this? Is this right? I'm not sure if I should speak about this. Then that is the frequency of doubt, self doubt. And no matter who is in front of you, even if they would resonate with you, they would not see you. Why? Because instead they're going to feel your frequency of self doubt. And then, yeah, they're going to be right to say, who do you think you are to feel that way? Several months ago, during meditation, I had the face of Jesus appear to me. It was sideways, it was just the head, and it was created with this like holographic neon green lights that created his face. And it was just like floating there in my subconscious because I had my eyes closed. And I was like, what? That looks like Jesus. Is that? Oh no, it can't be. What? Jesus showing up for me? Why would that happen? Who am I? I didn't want to say it to anybody, right? I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? What is happening? Who am I? And can I actually talk about this? Okay. So back then, I was in a container with somebody helping me through my journey. And so I was able to verbalize this in that group, in that supportive group that I had chosen to become a part of, to help me in my journey. And it was confirmed, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, but who am I? Like, why would this happen? Well, you know what? And this is from Jesus' words on his own energy. We are not separate from him. And I'm not just talking about him as, the religious Jesus. I'm talking about him as the full energy, because we are all one with everyone. So that means that if you're listening to this, I am part of you and you are part of me. And not only that, every single person, every single thing, we are all part of it because we are all part of the same energy. And that has to do with present, past, and future. Time doesn't exist in this linear way that we have been accustomed to. Time happens all at once, all at the same time, in different realms. Yes, I know, a lot. That's a lot and huge thing to kind of like wrap your brain around, but that's what it is. And so when you have these connections with certain people or certain energies of people who have been really great leaders or teachers in the world, what they're saying is, yes, we are part of you. Don't look at us as somebody who's bigger, higher, or better than you. You are just the same. We are all part of the same. And I'm pausing here because I know that has a lot of energy and a lot of like, yeah, you're kind of crazy. I know some of you are going to be thinking that about me, but you know what? That it doesn't matter to me anymore what some people might think. If you're not resonating with it, that's okay. And then this podcast is probably not for you, because this is what I'm going to be talking about all the time, because it's what I believe, what I know, what I have come to understand, right? So it's okay. But you know what? A year ago, I could not be talking about this like this publicly for like anybody to hear it, because I was scared. I was scared of the judgment, right? I was scared of like, oh my goodness, like that person has gone cuckoo. Especially my family might have thought of that. They might even think about that now. Not that I even know that I have a podcast, but that's a different story. Um, the thing is, the message that came through today is just this: be you. Be you in the fullest that you can. If you need support, seek support from someone, anyone, because you truly, truly do need that, in terms of being seen and being heard and being reflected back, and having that part that says, you know what? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Red Hawk just landed on this tree outside of me. This happened to me yesterday when I was talking as well. This is incredible. Messages from the animals. Like, how does it get any better than this? What was I saying? Now I got all distracted. Um, I really did forget what I was talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like just cut it off from here, because I completely lost my train of thought. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you for that. All right. Um, whatever it is. Oh, I know. I was talking about support. Whatever it is that you need support with, so that you can be seen and validated. This is the key. I spent over 20 years working on myself, thinking it wasn't. I spent over 20 years not believing in the thoughts, ideas, and feelings that I was receiving. I didn't speak to it to anyone. I didn't say anything, because it was too much, and I had the belief of, who am I to? I know a lot of you are feeling this way. I know a lot of you have had these thoughts, feelings throughout your life. If you haven't already stepped into your fullness, it is time to do it now, because the world needs you. And if you need support, seek support wherever it is that you resonate with. And what does that mean? It means find someone or a place or a group, or so whatever it is, where you can share your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings, and you feel safe in that space. So this is the key. You need to feel safe in the place that you're sharing, because if you're not feeling, if you get one person who says, oh, you're crazy, then that's it. You shut it down, and that's it. You might be 5-10 years from now before you decide to do it again, right? So I follow this guy, Michael Sanders. He's the host of Inspire Nations, a wonderful podcast. If you haven't heard of it, I recommend it. And he had this thought. He did some automatic writing, and the messages came for him that he would be leading and teaching uh, thousands of multitudes, and he just shut it down. And he's like, yeah, forget it. Like, this is my ego talking, and he just turned it off. And he spent like 5-7 years not doing anything about it, because he was so scared about the message that he received, because his ego was saying, who are you to think of yourself so big? And then he picked it up again some many years later, and he got the same message. And again, he shut it down really quickly. Okay, it's my ego again. Yeah, right. Like, what am I going to do with this? And then, it kept coming up until he finally decided to lean into it. Well, he is right now. His podcast is really, really big, and he does teach to thousands of people. So it's true. The messages that you receive them because they're true, because they're real, because they're possible. It is only your ego that keeps you separate from your higher self, from your own true divinity, and from shining the light that you have inside, that you are meant to be shining and sharing with the world. So, with that thought, What is it that you have been thinking about, feeling, or knowing deep inside that you were meant to do, or are meant to do, or can do? What is it? Tune into that, figure out what that is, and now see, are you actually doing it? Are you leaning into it? Have you started to? What is going on? If you haven't, seek support. Figure out where you feel safe and seek support, because truly, 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 it is, for me at least, the best investment I've ever done in seeking support for myself, to be able to truly step into myself without the fear. I'm not saying I haven't had fear. I'm not saying this is not scary right now. I am saying that now I'm able to do it despite the fear, because I am so anchored into who I am. And that is a huge, tremendous shift of who I was even a year ago, or even 6 months ago. Okay, so sending you so much love, so much love, so much love. And let me know how this is feeling for you. Send me a message or anything. Let me know how this is speaking to you. And if you need any help in finding your way, let me know as well. Okay, much love to you. Bye bye.